Right, so good evening once again. It's Monday night. It's FTRL's Assetto Corsa Competizione. It's round 4 of season 4. This will be the halfway point of the season, and tonight's race is brought to you from Kyalami, down in beautiful sunny South Africa. We've got a longer race for you tonight. It's a 90-minute race coming up after this qualifying session. The rules of that one, pit stop wise, is 70-minute pit window, 2 stops for refuel, but no mandatory tyre change. So we may see a few different pit strategies coming into play during the race to see if these guys can't get some free air to avoid having to do any overtaking on track, because it's not always the easiest thing to do. Nice circuit here, Kyalami. It looks like the weather's going to be good. The track is certainly hot enough for it, 40 degrees in this qualifying session, which we are coming up to a third of the way through now. Just watching Mitch Oakley as he goes around. Already has a few guys setting laps, which we've not seen in recent weeks. We tend to get quite late on in the session, and quite a few of them haven't actually set a lap. A bit of a difference this week. The guys are getting out. Getting some laps in. Flying From goes on provisional pole in that Audi. He had some good. I saw him up at the top of the boards in the pre-race or pre-qualifying practice session, the free practice session we had just beforehand. So perhaps the Audi is well suited to this particular circuit. We'll watch Mitch Oakley in his Nissan as he goes around and comes down the hill to the. Well, he's now in sector 3. Tricky little right-handed this one, but then the more tricky one, and the one that we want to keep an eye on during both qualifying and the race, is this next right-hander here, because there is a massive sausage curb of death on the inside there. So that's certainly one to watch out for early on. Lap 1 can be very tricky, especially if you're trying to go side by side with someone through there. Easy to just shade a little bit too much to the inside. New racer with us tonight is F1 Sophie, who some of us will have raced with on other series before. Good to see Sophie on the grid. She's in a BMW, always is a BMW fan, Sophie. Great to see her here, and hopefully she'll enjoy the series as we all have so far. Looks like Flying From, is he in the pit? Looks like, no, he's coming across the line, and he does go a little bit faster again, so really winding it up in that Audi. And some good pace tonight. He's the only Audi on the grid. The McLarens haven't set a time yet. So who else should we go and have a look at? Ponish Town, as he moves up into 5th place, crossing the line. So like car number 69 is Brandon Glover. He goes faster as well, so perhaps the track just bedding in through qualifying here. We're just approaching halfway of the session. Guys just finding their feet. See how Sophie does on her first lap. Has she set one this time round? Yes, she does. Just popped it in the back there. And over the line. City Posh Blue. What's he gonna do? I'm a poet, and I didn't know it. Big gaps at the minute. Just of the observations that we've got going on. 2 seconds between 1st and 5th. Not something we're used to seeing actually. It tends to be, a second and a bit. Runs most of the way through the top 10, to be honest. So perhaps this track just has a few more difficulties, or just guys just struggling just to find and nail a lap. But for now, the lead is really stretching out. Flying From with a heck of a lead there. So if that works for him in the race, he'll be laughing. Cabello coming up to sausage curb of death, but it doesn't hit it. We're looking for someone to clobber that one at some point during this session. So across the line goes Cabello. We'll flick to Ponish Town. Cabello improves. Someone else seemed like they went off. Yeah, this is probably going to be me just for the most part of this session, watching guys as they come up. Blue Mosquito is off the track again. Oh no, he's must must have had enough. Let's see what Sophie's doing to this great sausage curb. Takes a very avoiding line. Flag. We got a bit closer that time. I think as the session wears on, we're going to see guys taking it more and more to the limit. Iggy has a good look. Let's see what Iggy can do. Can he cross the line and improve, get anywhere near flying Frome's time? Oh, blue flag, he's got up to within half a second of it, and Iggy comes across the line, doesn't improve. Looks like unsafe release got through the curb okay. We've seen pre-race unsafe release shared a couple of videos of his efforts across that curb, and it's advisable not to whack into it. Which I think we all probably knew anyway, but it's good to know. Lee Cole, ooh, like he took a bit too much of it. Nothing on this time. So let's watch him come across the line. Then we'll flick to Pagani as he's coming up to that section of the track as well. Lee Cole popped up to 10th. See how Pagani goes. Gives it plenty of space in that Bentley. Round the final turn and over the line. Doesn't improve on this lap. I was going to see if I could find the link for that video. Just have to go and flick through some settings and things as we're doing that. But let's go and watch unsafe release as he comes to the line again. And he's perfectly safe on this lap. Doesn't run it too close. Let's see. Let's go to browser. Just try some fun settings on OBS while we're here. Right. To pop that to interact. No thanks. Full screen. There we go. Right. That looks like I've worked out how to do that one now, so we'll show that one in a second. Who else is coming up to that part of the track? Looks like Flying Frome is. So let's go and flick on board with Flying Frome. Oh, that is excellent. That is going to stay open. So what I'm going to try and do, this should be a little bit interesting, is we'll cut to this, and then this is what you don't want to be doing on that sausage curb. You see, that's unsafe release. Whacks it far too hard, and then we do get another version of that, as he just again takes it. Having styled it out the first time, didn't quite make it the second time, unfortunately. So, a solid effort, but not happening that time. Nice hammering of the curb there from unsafe release, and that car behind obviously just avoiding it on the traffic. So yeah, hopefully we all enjoyed that one. I was going to just sort out my various settings. There we go, all good. Go back. And we're still watching Flying Frome because I'm too busy messing around with that one. 2 minutes left in quali, which means some guys are going to get another lap in and others possibly not. It's like Pagani's done for qualifying for now. Further up, we've got car 51 is Junkie Sport. Seems like he's being followed very, very closely by, is that Brandon Glover? 69 in the Jaguar, it is. He's had to back out of that. So he's just going to weigh up and go for it on his last lap. Oh, car 16 is, that would be Lars, car 99, so, car 999 rather. So great to see Lars joining us. Donkey Sport obviously not quite fancying the track so far, but he will persist. Who have we got coming up behind? Sophie coming up to the end of the lap now. Times are still quite a big gap, I think, between the cars. Front runners are fairly in their own class. Then a lot of guys are sort of two and a bit seconds off the pace. So Sophie's going to have one more lap after that one. It's like blue flag's coming across the line. Flying Frome isn't going to have another go. He's in the pits. Blue flag will then be on his last lap. So Mitch Oakley, who's a disappointing session for him so far, down in 12th place in that Nissan. I expect he'd have wanted to be further up than that, to be honest. Well, wouldn't we all? But I think he would have expected to be further up, but perhaps he's not quite found his rhythm yet. It's a tricky little right-hander, this one. He always encourages you to attack it more than you probably ought to. The sausage curb avoids that nicely, and down and over the line comes Mitch Oakley, and he's come the first of the guys who are finishing their laps off. So let's see if can he improve anywhere. And he does not. Next up, we've got car 69 is Brandon Glover. Let's see what he can do. Can he improve? Was 1.3. He doesn't improve either. Car 27 is not on a lap. City Posh Blue. So next up across the line will be car 38 is Sophie. And she's got blue flag coming on very, very fast behind her. Oh, well, you say that, he's gone way at it. That's a very bit of aggressive move from blue flag, so he's not going to make it. Looks like Flying Frome then, unless Iggy can pull something out of the bag at the death. Don't want to jinx it. Sophie crosses the line, she stays 14th. C. Cripps, does he have anything? No, he does not. And Iggy pulls in the pits. So Flying Frome takes pole position. Barring an absolute miracle lap from unsafe release. I would look quite foolish if he does that, but he does not. Unsafe release is in 13th, and so Flying Frome takes pole position. That's his first of the season. Great lap from him in the Audi. Blue flag second, Iggy third, and Brandon Glover fourth. Blue Mosquito found some rhythm in the end. Got that McLaren up to fifth, Pagani 6. Secret 7, City Posh Blue 8, Ponish Town 9th, and Cablo in 10th rounds out your top 10. We will leave this and come back in a few minutes once we need to rejoin the session. So back in a moment. Oh, right. Well, welcome back. That was a close one. I had an issue getting back in the server. So, fortunately, I was able to make it before the end of the formation lap. So I must have just clicked rejoin too soon. So, luckily we're back in. But, yeah, as you were. So it's Flying Frome and Blue Flag at the start here. Iggy's third. Brandon Glover 4. Blue Mosquito 5, Pagani, Sea Crips, City Wash Blue, Ponish Town, Cablo, as we are getting these guys, these 16 guys, for 90 minutes of Kyalami as they are approaching the line. Rules again for pit stops. We are green, and Biggy's got an amazing start on Frome. By the look of it, looks like he had a fantastic start. No, he doesn't actually. I thought he got a much better run than that, but Blue Flag does. Blue Flag's gone ahead, but Flying Frome does have the inside line. Let's keep an eye on everyone else at the back as well. Frome goes inside. A little bit wide. Everyone got through cleanly enough, I think. Yes, they have. Well done, everyone. Through that section nice and cleanly. Frome, Blue Flag. Let's just keep flicking back through, see if anything's going on. That's Sophie going very wide around that section of the track. And that's everything that Frome wanted, was to keep the lead. It seemed like he had the pace in qualifying. If that car is faster, then he'll hopefully, he'll be looking to stretch that lead as much as he can. Blue Flag, of course, will be wanting to get ahead of him before he can stretch anything out. At the minute, it's looking very interesting there between Brandon Glover, Iggy, everyone else having a look at it, but all the cars so far through nice and clean. Camera pans around, there's Frome leads, that's Iggy up into second, Blue Flag third now. Brandon Glover, Blue Mosquito. Oh, there's been an incident in the back there between car 51 is Junkie Spot, he's off the track, and well, that's Junkie Spot there. Looks like Lars has been caught up in that, and car 94 is Lee Cole. Didn't see what happened, but we're coming together between a few guys there. So, Frome leads, Iggy second, Blue Flag third, Brandon Glover fourth. Everyone going to get through this sausage curb. Let's keep an eye on that one. So lap one, always a tricky one if you're fighting anyone. As Unsafe Release gives it a good whack, as we saw him do through the qualifying session. Pit lane is now open. We have the first lap completed for most of these guys. Oh, it's like Lee Cole. Oh, he's getting damage repaired. So up to turn one. That's an interesting choice of camera for the game. Frome leads. So where's the battles going on? Ponish Town. Oh, come on, camera, show me some action. Ponish Town's got City Posh Blue and Mitch Oakley right behind him. At some point we'll try and take you through a lap of Kyalami, but at the minute there's a lot of action going on. There's a few cars a bit further back that they're going to go side by side. Caplo's there, Unsafe Release, that car's looking very wobbly again. Back up to the front. Anything happening with these guys? Nothing so far, everyone keep it nice and clean again. Yeah, all looks good. 90 minutes of racing, barring, well, a lap and a bit now. 87 minutes of racing left. You're in for the long haul. So Frome is Blue Flag, to have that car up again as Brandon Glover is right behind him. We saw this, I think it was last week, or was it Iggy? I can't remember which way around it was now. No, Blue Flag won. Yes, I remember now. It was a long time ago last week. Blue Flag's gone wide on that one, but Blue Flag last week just struggled to get the car going early on. He was under all sorts of pressure early on as Brandon Glover moves through him up to third place, and Pagani's going to be having a look at Blue Flag as well now. Just can't seem to get that car switched on early in the race, in the stint. Good stuff for everyone else, all enjoying the slipstream then down towards, well, that's turn one, the little kink, down towards turn two, which is your left-hander. It's a tight hairpin, good overtaking opportunity. Turn three is that little right, a little left, and then another long left. So I think this one's probably turn five. They will all have names, but I'm not familiar with them. Just looking a bit further, it looks like Brandon Glover just falling back towards Blue Flag. A bit further back, Blue Mosquito has gone round. Oh, I missed what happened. Just flicked through, Blue Mosquito was pointing the wrong way. And Blue Mosquito then drops all the way behind Sophie and Unsafe Release. Let's have a look at what these do. Oh, they're going to go side by side, are they, into this little left-right section? That's going to be a brave move. Unsafe Release sweeps it around the outside. Lovely move. Takes the inside line for the right-hander up the hill. So he moves ahead of Sophie. You've got Blue Mosquitoes behind Sophie as well. That gap at the front between Frome and Iggy is certainly extending. Oh, sorry, Frome and Iggy are moving away from Brandon Glover at the minute. And he's got Blue Flag, who maybe he's got that car into the window where he wants it now. Long time in this race to go, of course. 2 mandatory pit stops. Some tyre strategy will come into play. Track temperature's very hot, so perhaps 2 tyre changes will be the optimum because they'll be burning through them, but you never know, someone might fancy the single tyre change. As Blue Flag shows the car up the inside, he'll have to go very, very late if he wants to get up the inside of Brandon Glover there though. That's not happening. And on a bit further back, Spanish Town is still keeping City Posh Blue and Mitch Oakley behind him. Cablo has Unsafe Release. There's Sophie and Blue Mosquito. Cole there, Junkie Sports. I confused myself what's happened with those two. Anyway. Let's watch these guys battling for 3rd, 4th and 5th. It's Brandon Glover, Blue Flag and Pagani. A bit further back there's someone else having a right look. That looks like Ponish Town, yeah, City Posh Blue, Mitch Oakley all getting close again. Left-hander down the hill, then right-hander up the hill. Again, another one that just tempts you to overdo it. That looked like Mitch Oakley was having City Posh Blue was having a right look. They all get through there nice and neatly so far. Oh, Pony's just struggled like he just went wide trying to get on the throttle. That's going to compromise him down the hill. He may have had to get out of that. Aston Martin looking a bit wobbly actually. I was going to say it looks okay, but it looks a bit wobbly on the exit there. Just trying to get as much distance as he can from the Mercedes and the Nissan behind him, and that's where you don't want to be hitting. That's the curb. Ponish Town smacks into it. Manages to avoid the wall, but loses 2 places. And that's exactly the move that you don't want to be doing. Got away with that one for the most part. I mean, losing 2 places isn't ideal, but it's better than spinning it and putting it in the wall. That's the curb, as Cablo's going to have a big look at him now. Oh, Cablo's really gone for it, and he's got through. Great move then. Opportunistic from the Bentley man. And Ponish just needs to find that rhythm again. Let's have a look at the inside of Cablo now. This lap. Safe. Oh, was that contact? I'm trying to make that noise again. I apologise for that noise. Is just looking like he's trying to, or just struggling to get a rhythm at the minute. That big hit with the barrier, not barrier, sausage curb. That's a optimistic move from Unsafe Release into the hairpin. Not sure if he just gave him that position back. It looked like he eased up on the exit of that one. A lot of action going on there for Ponish Town in that lap. Just to avoid the curb this time round. Unsafe Release looking very interested in him. We'll just keep an eye on this battle as they go down towards turn 1. That Aston's just quite look nice on the track at the minute. Maybe his tyres aren't right. Unsafe Release is going to try and get this slipstream. Blue Mosquito still behind Sophie, so he's struggling to get that McLaren back where he got it in qualifying. Ponage stays ahead then of unsafe release for now. Keep an eye on it because where he's going up to the hairpin is he's all over the back of him. Ponage just can't seem to get himself back into the rhythm of it. His long sweeping right hander just catches the curb on the inside, the grass on the inside. Really goes for it on the exit. Did they come with the contact? Oh, Ponage is wobbling and unsafe release gets through.
Pit window is opening.
The pit window is now open, and I wonder if Ponage Town will be taking advantage of that and switching those out, because something's not right underneath him there in that car. He's really struggling. It's a horrible lap and a half for him. He's lost 4 places. He just doesn't seem to be able to get the car where he wants it. Maybe I'll stop watching him. He won't enjoy watching this bit of the stream back anyway. See if he decides to pit or anything. Yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare for him there. No, he's not going to go for it. Look to the front now then, as someone's pitted. Which car's that? Not sure who pitted there. Not sure. Blue Mosquitoes come in for the pits. Out front, it's still flying for Omen Iggy. We've got Brandon Glover, Blue Flag, and Pagani in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Secret 6. Wash Blue 7. Mitch Oakley 8. Cablo 9. Unsafe Release 10. And Ponage Town in 11th, who was running up in 7th not too long ago, but unfortunately he's issues there. Drop down. That's Lars. Oh, we can see who's pitted, can't we? Oh, well, someone's not done the mandatory stop. Someone's stopped and hasn't actually done what they needed to do. So Lars is currently going slow and looks like he's letting people by. Camera, show me him. No, can't seem to decide where he is. Oh, there he is. Oh, it was Lars. I think Lars did pit. That looks like the colour of the car that came out. Flag and Pagani again. So we've got a few to choose from there on the old replays. Have a quick mooch at some of these anyway. So Blue Flag continues to lead from Pagani, and this was, might just have come into it, that was Ponage Town just again catching that curve, just joined that a little bit too late. We'll just flick that back. Joined it a bit too early now, but anyway. Was Ponage, you can see him just approach it, just get that turn in a little bit too early. Big hit of the curb, jumps the car, sends you wide. You're just scrabbling at that point just to try and recover the car. You're not really worrying about anything else at that point. You're just trying to keep it out the wall. It's never a nice feeling, but joy of racing. And of course, having done that one, anything else going on while I'm just flicking through these replays? But yeah, having made that mistake, we then had Cablo. And alright, okay, he's a long way back. You can see from this Cablo, he's a long way. You wouldn't have expected him to be coming from there, but I don't know what I wonder if he just missed his brake point, but he really sends it. Gets it stopped, takes the apex away, and moves up Cablo into 9th place then, didn't he? That was a nice move from him. And then that was the collision. And then that one just flicked to another another scene that Ponish Town won't want to watch again, but then of course he had this coming round this left-hander, which I think is about turn sort of 6 or 7 or something, just got way too much speed going into it. Desperately trying to keep the car straight, wobbling all over the place, and just manages to recover it quite nicely, really, behind unsafe release. It's quite a smooth recovery, to be honest. But that was that's the replay there of a lap that Ponage would rather not see again. So apologies to him for making him watch that one again. Almost too much action to keep up with. So we go back live anyway. Evening, Ron. Right live, we've got Secrypt with City Posh Blue right behind him as they come up to the hairpin. It's not always an overtaking opportunity unless you get a really good run on someone. You would have to be quite a big send other than that. So Blue Mosquito is the only one who's done all lead calls off the track now. Blue Mosquito is the only one that's done a mandatory pit stop yet. Let's watch these two very, very white cars. The Sky Car of Secrypts. City Posh Blue with a little dash of blue on his otherwise white car as well. Ferrari versus Aston Martin. It's unusual colours Ferrari, really. You normally expect to see looking in one of those, but it looks beautiful. You wouldn't see the F1 car looking like that. And we have still got an hour and 13 of this race tonight left. So these guys are in it for the long haul. As are we. And we can all enjoy that. We've still got some plenty of battling going on track at the minute. Cablo's got unsafe release behind him, further back on the track, but further up, Brandon Glover has got a blue flag for company. So we'll go and watch what's going on with these guys. Another white car. Can't think of the word. Whatever the opposite of a dearth is, someone can tell me that one in the chat. But we've got a load of white cars on track, and blue flag is looking to his stealth car neon green or yellow, do we think, and blue car ahead. You wouldn't notice him coming anyway. Certainly see him charging up. These guys, the gap at the front is still opening up. He looks like he's just showing him, make sure that Brandon doesn't forget he's there. Oh, blue flag just looked like he gave that curb a bit of a little kiss, just to unbalance the car. So he's lost a bit of time there. Brandon Glover crosses. Blue flag there. The gap was a second. Oh, it was less than a second. We've got a bit of a battle going on. Secrypts and City Posh Blue. Does that Mercedes have enough grunt down the straight? It certainly looks like it does. They're going to have a look at each other. City Posh Blue inside Secrypts. Crypts is going to look for that switchback, is he? No, looks like City Blue's got it covered off. Into this right, left, and then into another long left-hander. And Crypts isn't going to have enough to have a look at him, so nice move there. City Blue moves up into 6th place. Airy, neat move from the Mercedes driver. Cablo still got unsafe release for company. He's had an eventful race so far as unsafe release. And yeah, Ponish Town has pitted, I just noticed. And let's just we've got Cablo and unsafe release on there. Let's go and watch City Posh Blues move on Secrypts again. So just gets in the slipstream, pulls out, and then down towards turn 2. Get on the brakes roughly at the same time and just cover off any kind of undercut. You don't overdo it, just make sure you get your car in the way of his, and then you've got the line up to the next turn, which is the right-hander. Lock them off and then you're all sorted. Drive on up the road as you wish. So nice move there from City Posh Blue. We get back with Cablo, who's keeping unsafe release behind him for now. sip of Talisker Sky, a nice single malt peaty Scotch whisky. So I think everyone would enjoy, especially Blue Mosquito. Big fan of whisky is the McLaren man. Back up to the front, just watch. There's got Brandon Glover's got Blue Flag behind him. They are closing in on Ponish Town to lap him, and that could throw up an interesting result. If that car is in the way, they'll certainly want to clear it, but he won't. Well, I say he won't want to give the space up too much. That was where we saw Ponish Town have a big slide earlier as well. So you're not enjoying that corner, Ponish, and that was Aston Martin is got this season. And it seems like every time I flick to this battle for third and fourth, the blue flag just drops off a bit. Maybe I'll stop watching it. Well, I mean, we're only 20 minutes in as well. Well, I don't want to wish the race away. Come on, guys. It's all this action and we've got loads of time left. Oh, there goes Ponish. That seemed like more of a mistake than a generous letting through of the leaders. And he lets Pagani through as well. Up front, just while the battles behind have eased off, we can go watch the Audi of Flying Throne, who we've, to be honest, not really seen much. He qualified on pole position and held on to the lead. He was under a lot of pressure from Blue Flag going down into sort of turns 2, 3, 4 early on. That would have been the problem just while they're all fairly close together. But since then, he held on to first place. And it's just been slowly but surely extending his lead. It's up to 3.5 seconds now from Iggy. And he'll be just hoping he has a fairly incident-free race, to be honest. Brandon Glover, if we go back to this battle between Blue Flag and him, the camera's just struggling to work out where it needs to go. And further back, unsafe release. He's got Cablo for company. Or the other way around, one of the two. There's a lot of cars on track a bit further back there where Cablo is as well. They've all caught up to Mitch Oakley as well. If he's had an issue. Because that gap was 1.3, it's certainly not there. So we've got a bit of a battle then for 8th, 9th and 10th. Unsafe release looked like he went a bit wide trying to get on the power out of the hairpin. Yeah, that gap's down to under a second. We go, Cablo. Line's this way, mate. Bit aggressive on the brakes there, perhaps. Oh, unsafe release. Speaking of aggressive, unsafe release just remodels the gravel for us. So, as ever, the curse has continued. Every time I go to go and watch a close battle, it seems like the cars split apart. Go back to third. Pagani, yeah, he's dropped back again. So Pagani's had an issue there. The sun is getting low. The track temperature is dropping as well. To be honest, I didn't actually look at what the time progression is on this race. So I will go and check because I'm interested. I'm nosy. One of the two. I'm sure it's in the announcements early on somewhere, and it is that tonight's race had a time progression of 6 times. So the hour and a half that we are racing is actually 9 hours of race time. I guess we're going to finish in the middle of the night. It's getting dark now. Oh, here we go. What it actually says. Race time of day was 3 o'clock, so it's going to be 3 o'clock till midnight. That would be an interesting time for an actual race to happen, but yeah, we're going to finish this race at midnight. So the strategy around tyres would be interesting. Actually, oh well, I think make sure you make your changes as necessary. Perhaps you don't need to make too many, because as the sun drops, track temperature will drop, and then it'll generally stay there. From what I've seen doing, oh, that's someone running through. From what I've ever seen, Spa was another one we had when it was the 24-hour sim. I think the ideal strategy was, I'm trying to remember what it was now. I think it was change your tyres or change the pressures early on. There's a McLaren in the gravel there. Change your pressures quite early on to night pressures and then come back for day pressures quite late on. So your night stint was quite long. Now these guys aren't doing a night stint, they're just driving from the afternoon into the night. So if you're going to change your tyres, which you probably want to do once in this 90-minute race at least, you'll want to raise those pressures to cover the night. Now if you're going to do that, you'd probably do it on your first stop, just in case you messed up. But maybe I'm risk averse, and that's why I commentate rather than race, other than the inability to get too much practice in as well. But for now, that like he's a nodding dog then from Brandon Glover. At the minute, as we're approaching a third of this race gone, the pits have not come calling for many drivers as unsafe release takes the, I was going to call it the Cablo line, and I feel like I'm going to be obliged to call it the Cablo line from now on. That's a Cablo line as well. Oh, he hits the curb hard and lets unsafe release through. And I apologise for if and when he watches this one back for calling it that. But that was quite a big hammer on the curb there. It's a dangerous sausage curb, that one. And as we just saw, that's what happens if you hit it. We saw Ponish do that earlier, and we've just seen Cablo do it now. There we go, we could just sort of pan. He approaches it, turns in a little bit too soon, knows it's going to go wrong, tries to get out of it, but yeah, there's no avoiding that one. There's a sort of helpless turn to the left. Oh, wait a minute, go back live, he's sliding over the grass, giving it everything to try and close that gap back up. Yeah, you know when you've turned in too soon and you're trying to desperately avoid that curve, so the sort of helpless turn to the left to avoid it, and it's all going wrong there. It does stabilise the car on landing though. That's always a good thing. I think sometimes you just have to accept you've made the mistake and take your punishment. Oh, I think Cablo will be letting. It's another bit of. We saw that one earlier with unsafe release. I think gave Ponish down a bit of a nudge. That's Cablo flashing his lights in apology there. Further up, Brandon Glover's got a blue flag for very close company now. Ooh, that was a brave turn in from him. Holds it and keeps that third place. Good racing. Good racing. He turned in right across the nose, a blue flag there. He really trusted that the guy behind him wasn't leaving it in too much. He trusted the blue flag knew where his brake marker was. Nice defensive line then from Brandon Glover. Now blue flag will need to try and set him up again. Yeah, nice close quarters driving from the pair of them, really. I'm not sure the battle's finished yet. As up to the hairpin we go. We've just seen Cablo give unsafe release a kiss up here. I thought blue flag was getting it up the inside a bit more there, but not this time round. Down the hill now. Can we get him into this next right-hander? Tricky. Unless he really sends it, and he doesn't. So it gets interesting as always, because this right-hander with the sausage curve, especially when you're racing under pressure, easy to catch it wrong, as Brandon Glover decides that now is the time. We are a third of the way in the race, and he's probably going to just split his pits then 30-30. As I find my stopwatch, let's start the stopwatch. Start the stopwatch, but he missed his pits. That's not going to help. Now we can maybe come back and see if... Oh, wait a minute. So Iggy has pitted as well. That was the car that we saw in the pits just before. And Iggy's come out. Where has Iggy come out? Oh no, he's not behind City Posh Blue. Well, he is, but he's not right behind him. I thought he was going to come out right behind him. As Brandon Glover comes out the pit, so he didn't change tyres on that stop. It wasn't 30 seconds. You need 30 seconds for a tyre change. So he didn't do that. Oh, that's these two guys again. It's City Blue and C Crips, and they are not giving each other anything. There's Ponage Town. Just obviously he's pitted, but he was ahead of these guys earlier. Guys look like they're going to have a right good scrap, probably for most of the race. As up to the hairpin. No damage done this time. Plenty of respectful racing. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I thought Secrets was going to have a look up the inside there. Not this time either. Just really a nuisance of himself. Right, so apologies for the slight interruption in commentary there. I had a child-related incident. The joys, and it would seem I have missed City Posh Blue pitting, or no, I'm watching City Posh Blue. I've missed him pitting. Yeah, I watched him pitting. I don't even know now. What's going on in this race again? Let's catch up. So Flying Throne still leads, he's not pitted. Blue Flag giving it a big old slide there on his half-hour-old tyres. He's second, not pitted. Iggy has pitted. Brandon Glover has been in as well. So at this point, I guess the race is just going to get a bit messed up while they work out the pit strategies and who's where, doing various bits and bobs. So Sophie's in the pits. Lars hasn't. Well, I'm sure Lars was in the pits before, but it seems like he didn't manage to sort his strategy out. I didn't really mean to go to Frome there, because he's basically driving in a world of his own. Is there any actual close battles on track anywhere? Or are we just into that sort of more strategic stage of the race? Oh, there's Brandon Glover, and he's got C. Cripps, and Mitch Oakley's further back. So this looks like the closest battle on track at the minute. And it's Brandon Glover and C. Cripps. I'll keep an eye on what else is going on around as best I can. But yeah, at this stage the strategies start to play out, and of course there's a few options. Generally, I imagine it'll be 2 tyre changes or 1. I thought too many people fancying 90 minutes on 1 set of tyres. That would be a fairly horrific. As Ponish Town, I notice, is off the track. Oh, that's gone badly for the man. Oh. So he'll be using his second pit stop now. Wow. I would have loved to have seen the view of what happened there. This car's absolutely mashed. That has hit the wall hard. Blimey. That is not looking pretty. So he'll be in there a while getting that fixed up anyway. So where else have we got battles? Was Brandon Glover and C. Cripps. Let's go back to that one. Wow, that's a lot of damage from Ponage there. Deadly curb, that one, I'd say. The night's starting to draw in now. So a half hour in, I think I said it was time 6. So what was 3 o'clock would now be later. 6 o'clock? Yeah, 3 hours, yeah. So it's 6 o'clock, so getting towards the dusk now, and you can see the sun getting low, the lights are on in the cars. And it's all about whether the concentration holds as well. We've still got, I think last week's race was 50 minutes, so at this point these guys have been racing nearly 40 minutes, and they've still got essentially what is a whole normal race left. So they'll be having all sorts of fun. Just do a bit of tidying up on the old file naming. Brandon Glover is starting to get C. Cripps getting very, very close to him indeed. Pagani has come into the pits for his first stop. And anyone else fancying it on the old strategy? So, race-wise, oh, that's a bit wide then from Brandon Glover, and C. Cripps is now right behind him. That's going to be a brave overtake if he goes around the outside there. Is he going to have a look at that? He's surely not got enough on it. He does not, but he's certainly interested, and he certainly fancied a look, didn't he? Flashing his lights, not sure why, as Brandon Glover again a bit wide into the left-hander, compromises him up the hill, and we are going to go too wide up to the hairpin. Brandon Glover has the inside line to defend with. C. Cripps going to try and do a switchback, still not got it, and they're going to go side by side again down the hill into this fast sweeping left-hander. Keeping it clean, I think Brandon Glover struggling to get that car in as Cripps looks up the inside. But he's still managing to, great stuff this. Wheel to wheel with 50 minutes of racing left. Just the last corner, and somehow Brandon Glover stays ahead, but Cripps, it feels like it's only a matter of time. Let's try and get the slipstream down into turn 1. or turn 2 rather. Turn 1 is this little right hand kink that they're going through now. No, it looks like that Jag's got the pace on the straight. Perhaps that's why he's struggling to get past. So he's going to need to find somewhere to get that Ferrari through in the twisty section. Not there though. The leaders still haven't fitted. So Frome with a 21-second lead over Blue Flag, who is around 11 seconds ahead of Iggy. So solid lead for Frome at the minute. Of course, depends on the pits. Great battle between Brandon Glover and C. Cripps for 4th. Through the left and right, then up the hill, where we saw them going wheel to wheel last lap. Can Cripps get anywhere close this time? Doesn't look like he can. He's got a nice exit. Maybe this time. It's not quite too close. Sometimes it's an issue if you're too close to the guy in front. Going into that left-hander, because you can't really send it up with the right-hander, but again, Glover keeps it tidy. This could be interesting as they both avoid the curb. A little look left, a little look right. Any contact? I think they managed that cleanly, and side by side they go again, down then towards turn 2, but again that Ferrari just doesn't have the grunt against the Jaguar down the straight. Can he get anything on the brakes? He can't. Oh, maybe he can this time. Glover looking a bit wide. Covers off the inside, the outside. There's just nowhere to go. He can't get that Ferrari past. Must be going crazy. Great racing to watch. Nothing else going on track, is there? We'll keep an eye on these things. Frome stays out still. The gap between Blue Flag and Iggy's come down dramatically this last lap or so. He was always pushing him around this section of the track. Through the left-hander, then up the hill. He just can't get close enough at the right parts. Again, tries to out-drag him down the hill. Flag makes his first pit stop, so Frome going longer than anyone else. Looked like he missed that apex a bit on the inside. And Cripps has a look, but no, he still can't make it. Just cannot find a gap to squeeze that car through. Up to the sausage curb, avoids that one. Up the inside now. Still keeping it clean. Glover goes, oh, I say clean, there's a bit of contact and Cripps is through. He's through, but we've seen how much pace that Jag's got down the straight. Can the Ferrari hold him off? Look at the pace difference. He needs to find that defensive line now then, Cripps. Can he just squeeze Glover out to the outside, or can he squeeze it? Well, I say squeeze him to the outside. He's chopped across the front of him. But all's fair in love and war. There was no contact, and I think that's the move done now. Oh, great racing, fellas. That was fantastic to watch. And Cripps moves up. It seemed inevitable. Frome has pitted. Cripps moves up into, well, it's 3rd place now. And again, strategy-wise, depends what the plans are for everyone on the 2nd stop. But Frome's done half the race, so I'm guessing that he'll be changing his tyres at this stop. Because it seems pointless to do a half and half and not change your tyres. So I'm guessing Frome will be changing tyres this time. And probably maybe a splash and dash later on. So yeah, there goes Iggy. Iggy goes through comfortably. We're still watching Brandon Glover for some reason, as we'll watch Cripps. Further back, looks like we've got Mitch Oakley, Blue Flag and Pagani. Yeah, missed all this lot. These guys are going to have a bit of a scrap as well now. Let's hope. That's always what we're after. Now let's think what these... While I'm here and doing a bit of admin, let's just think what these incidents were that I have saved as replays. Anyway, down the main straight. Let's. These guys are all going to have a go at each other now as well. So blue flag, Mitch Oakley, Pagani.
We are halfway through.
There we go. That's the halfway mark. And everyone barring Lars has pitted once. Although I feel like Lars did pit. It just didn't seem to count for whatever reason. Them's the brakes. It's definitely starting to get dark now. Very dark on my my screen here. My normal PS4 monitor has obviously got far too much brightness on it. Cars do look beautiful at this time of night. So it'll be, it does look even better on the PC. Round goes Mitch Oakley to the left-hander, and also blue flag, or just showing it up the inside there. Further back, car 84 is Cablo, is right behind Sophie. So we'll try and keep an eye on that one. They've all got through the death curb. Oakley, blue flag, Pagani, and they are getting closer and closer and closer now. Interesting, of course, to see what I don't know what the tyre strategies all these guys are on are either. Blue flag's going to have a look at Mitch Oakley. Up the inside he goes. Can he make that stick? Yeah, it looks like he can. Shows him the outside as blue flag moves up into 5th place now. Seems like he's got the car under him again. Catching up to Lars. Let's go and watch Cablo and Sophie as they go towards the curb of death. Both of them get through this time. Let's see if Cablo can get any kind of run on Sophie. She's big. Iggy's got a 23-second lead over Frome. He's got a 15-second lead over Cripps, so some serious strategies going on. Not much Mitch Oakley trying to hold off Pagani, but I'm not sure how long that defence will last either. Just doesn't seem to have the pace at the minute, does Mitch Oakley? Perhaps he's not got the right tyre pressures. The track is 29 degrees now. Of course, it was 40 at the start of the race. Might have even been higher. So, yeah, it's going to be a pain if you've not got the right tyre pressures in now. Does he have any kind of run on him? Looks like he has a look up the inside. That looks a bit half-hearted. Nothing really happening there. Just sort of letting him know he's there. Gap of Frome's 22.7. Just make a note and keep an eye on it. See if it's coming down. We watch Pagani and Mitch Oakley have a big old scrap on track. Oh, that was interesting. What's going on? He's really trying to force it up the inside. Left, right, up the hill. Pagani desperately trying to make his way past Mitch Oakley. He just doesn't seem to have that Nissan with enough pace. Give me a big move around the outside if Pagani can make that stick though, and he can. Great move. Nice and late on the brakes and around the outside. It's a great overtake. Lovely move from Pagani. So that gap with Frome, then let's just keep an eye on it because it did drop last I looked. It was 22.7, then it was 22.3, I think it said. That's blue flag lapping somebody, and it's 22.4 now. So yeah, it's sort of wobbling. Cablo's still. I think he's just fallen back a bit then from Sophie there, but. Watch this this nice move then that Pagani did. So as you can see, alongside Mitch Oakley coming up the hill, had a really good run out the left and right. Oakley had the inside line, but Pagani just left it late on the brakes, managed to somehow hit the apex as well, so he's really gone for that. And a lovely move then from Pagani. Moved him up into 6th place for now. Of course, depends on what's happening the rest of this race with the strategy and the pit stops. We've got 40 minutes of this race left to go, so plenty of time for everyone. Just noticed that we've lost 2 people, haven't we? We've lost one of the McLarens. That would be, was it Junkie Sports? And we've lost Ponage, whose car was absolutely destroyed that we saw. Change me down 2. I wonder if the we'll have a quick flick on the old timetable, see if that tells us anything. You know what? No, that's not going to tell us anything useful. Total time interval. I'm sure there's something useful going on there as well, but for the now, we'll go with this. And Cablo then trying to catch up to Sophie. That's the main battle on track at the minute. I see that Mitch Oakley is still within a second of Pagani, but probably just Pagani needs to excuse me for a big old yawn on this stream. It is a good race. I'm not yawning because of a lack of action. There's been certainly plenty to have a look at. Which reminds me, that's while I'm still updating my naming of files on the replay. Now that was the... Okay, good. There's no point me commentating on stuff that you can't see. So I'm going to try and avoid doing that. That's what it is. Anywhere else getting close then? Frome's a lap behind Iggy, but anyway. Let's just see what that gap is. It was 22 point something. It's now 29. What happened to Frome then? Frome's the right issue there. He caught the curb. As Cablo really gets it. Well, look, he had a good run on Sophie there, but he's not managed to pull that one off around the outside. Yeah, I wonder what's happened to Frome as he's dropped sort of 7 seconds back from Iggy. Once again, let's just see him go through. 29, yeah. Some issue with his car there. The man who was on pole, and I believe the pole sitters won every race so far. The person that led the first lap that did, but anyway. And Cablo trying to have a look at Sophie. Oh, that was like Cablo going, yeah, going very wide towards Death Chicane. Oh, Brandon Glover's got blue flag for company. Well, let's go up and watch that. Oh, he certainly has got him for company. As we cut to it. He's really got him for company. Oh, no! Oh, blue flags. No, it's going to be a disaster. It's a huge crash. And that's Pagani. And that's... Oh, no. Is that Mitch Oakley getting through? And it's the three of them have had a huge coming together. There goes Blue Mosquito. Oh, oh no! Blue flag stopped on track to to let to let Brandon Glover get it back through, and then they've come together and they've had a huge incident. Oh, what an absolute disaster there from Pagani, the unlucky party caught up in it all. And that's Glover led in past City Posh Blue, so he's going to pit. As his car was fairly well wiped out by Pagani, and he pits to get that damage repaired. Oh, what an absolute disaster for those guys. Oh man, Pagani so lucky he's just come down the hill and seen two cars across the track and not had a chance to avoid them. Wow, that was a big old collision. And as we are then, trackwise, so Blue Mosquito makes his way up to 5th. Mitch Oakley and Blue Mosquito and well everyone else there behind that. That's the big winners from that. Well, I must say I'm glad I cut to that battle. That's wow, that was something else. Let's watch that. Oh, that's the wrong screen. Sorry about that. Let's click back to the old replay scene. Chosen the wrong one there. Watching blue flag, but let's just watch what happened then on the replay. So there's blue flag up the inside. Just a little tap then on Glover, spins him around, and then he just stops on track to try and let him past. And then Pagani's got no room to go either because Pagani's got someone up the inside of him. Oakley just manages to squeeze through, and there's 3 cars pointing the wrong way on track. That's not what you'd want to see when you're coming down the hill. There's 3 sets of headlights as Blue Mosquito then made his way through, and just all sorts of unlucky that. So it's, yeah, Pagani just had a car outside, so he couldn't avoid the guys coming through. And an absolute disaster for these guys. So City Posh Blue has got blue flag. And Blue Mosquito in 5th as well, so we've got blue, blue and blue. Blues all round and bruises for... Oh, City... That was an easy overtake. I wonder why I let blue flag through there. That's so strange. I think he was being lapped. Weird. Anyway, so blue flag then up into 6th, Blue Mosquito 5th. Now blue flag's going to be trying to chase down the guys ahead that he was battling with. That's going to have soured their night, but great crash. Appreciate that one, guys. It's enjoyable to watch. He says. Don't mean to be cruel. Who doesn't love a good incident like that? Up front, Mighty Iggy is your race leader. We've not seen too much of him yet. Has been running second for a lot of the race, but then pitted earlier. Presumably didn't change tyres. And just going to mooch around, flying from. Can't close that gap. It was 22. Frome's had some issue, and it's gone up to 29, and he can't get that closed. Blue Mosquito then pits, as we are 2/3 of the way through this race now. So that would make sense from Blue Mosquito's point of view. can't see it not this lap. So we're going to be up to the second part of strategies and the like. Let's use Pagani right behind there. Now that's, in fact, is that City Posh Blue? Oh, blue flag's off track again. There's marker boards and everything down there. Someone's had an excursion. Blue flag's car is looking particularly beaten up as unsafe release giving him the flashing. But that is not a nice looking car that blue flag has got. And there goes unsafe release past him. It's a beaten up car then the blue flag has presumably, well, he's got to just crawl that round and get that repaired. So he's been in the wars these last lap or two. Over at turn 1 I see, oh, Frome's going past Blue Mosquito, so Frome's lapping Blue Mosquito over there. And elsewise on track, that's, yeah, it's 27 199, yeah, it is City Posh Blue and Pagani are close to each other, but let's just watch blue flag, and I'm guessing he'll be staying over to the left, and in he comes, yes. So off to get that damage repaired, and that's all three of those guys that were involved in the big crash up at the hairpin, now having that damage repaired. The gap between Sophie and Cablo just dropping back a bit, that's extended again, so Sophie was under pressure. It's keeping Cablo further back now, keeping him more at arm's length. This is actually your closest battle on track at the minute. Really well on there. I should just tidy up my replays and then perhaps we can go and watch a few of them together. That's number 8. As Cablo goes in the pit, so what was the closest battle on track no longer is. We're essentially just into a bit of a strategy run, so it's Lion Frome just caught up a second then to Iggy, so Iggy's tyres are going off. Just keep an eye on some of these things. That was one, and who else is doing it? So over at top of the track, we've got Cripps has got blue flag, and blue flag is behind somebody else. Oh, wonderful! So yeah, these boys have been certainly close to each other already on track tonight once. Brandon Glover and Blue Flag. And they're back battling. Oh goodness me. This is the scene of the disaster as they approach the hairpin. Oh, Blue Flag wobbles wide. And that lets Cripps lap him. Yes, it does. Oh, he's interested in unlapping himself. He's very interested in unlapping himself. Pit strategy wise, Iggy is in the pits now. We'll see what happens with his stop. Presumably he's going to change tyres. Blue Flag's still very, very aggressive. Yeah, so further up, that's C. Cripps is. Oh no! Now wait a minute. Brandon Glover has gone off track to let Cripps by, and has ended up also letting Blue Flag by. That's easy looking overtakes that Blue Flag has had. So Frome, well, Iggy can't have changed tyres again. Just looking at those gaps, you've got Frome leads Iggy by 9 seconds. It was 20, it was 28, wasn't it, before? Tyre change is 30 seconds, not including the fact that obviously you're going slower in the pit. So Iggy is going to run this whole race on the one set of tyres. So Frome going for a splash and dash in a bit may well see him possibly regain it, because that gap with him and Iggy, as Frome goes in the pits, let's see what he does. But I'm assuming this is going to be just about as quick a pit stop as you can possibly do. Just throw a litre or two of fuel in. Get back out and then try and make a charge on Iggy. So Frome did lead. Stop, yeah, and off he goes. There we go. So that was about as quick a stop as you can do. Straight across the line, no respect for the pit exit line there from Frome. And he has got a charge on now. So 24 minutes this race to go. Frome is on fresher tyres. See how Iggy's hold up. Could get tasty towards the end of this race. And interestingly enough, at the back, these guys who've obviously been in the wars a bit. We have Lee Cole and Lars. It's McLaren against Mercedes. They're going to have a look at each other. These guys are battling on track. Oh well, I was going to say that McLaren's looking a bit beaten up, and into the pits goes Lee Cole. So what was shaping up to be a battle, we're not actually going to get to watch, unfortunately. Who is around there? So we've got City Posh Blue, Unsafe Release and Blue Flag. Brandon Glover further back from those guys. So all good stuff. And this... what am I watching? Who's that ahead of them? That Mitch Oakley? No. Iggy? Oh, it is. That's Mighty Iggy. Okay, so that's Iggy ahead of City Posh Blue, Unsafe Release. Now this will be interesting. So the gap. So Frome is 16.5 behind Iggy, but Iggy is, well, by the look of it, struggling to get away from these guys who are in 6th and lapped. So perhaps those tyres that are now coming on for an hour and 10 minutes old are perhaps not quite as grippy as Iggy would like. So we'll see how that one develops, but City Posh Blue for the meanwhile has got Unsafe Release behind him. Let's just have a quick look at some of the replays about. So earlier on, this was actually a lot earlier because the light, but this was when Cablo really sent one on Ponish Town. Nice little move from Cablo. So unfortunately, Ponish Town had to leave after he smashed his car to pieces, frankly. So a lovely move from Cablo, taking advantage of some issues Ponish Town was having at the time. Back to live. We got City Posh Blue takes the curb, and Unsafe Release makes his way through. I think he's had a couple of overtakes there. So Unsafe Release enjoying guys that have hit the curb, so he'll be thankful for that one. And then of course later on in that lap after Cablo done the overtake, we saw Ponish Town coming out of the curb at the top of the near the top of the hill there. having a big old wobble. This is another one where unsafe release has avoided cars off the track, made his overtake there. But then down into that sort of left right-hander up towards the hairpin at the top of the hill. Again, sorry Ponish Down for reminding you of all the places where it's not gone well for you tonight. Keep an eye on what's actually going on track as well. There's nothing too close at the minute. We also saw a nice overtake, of course, with Bosch Blue having a look on C Crips. Now, that, as a result, that or as it seems at the minute, that move's not sort of paid off too much in terms of the race standings. But yeah, nice run down into turn 2 on the brakes and just squeezed him off. Showed him the outside and covered him, and there you go. So a nice move that was earlier on. Again, you can tell it's a lot earlier on in the race because you can actually see what's going on. It was the day. We are now well into the night as we pop back to live. Just, yeah, have a look at this one. You see Iggy, he can't seem to drop these guys that he had lapped. So where's Frome? He's further back. That gap does look quite big actually. I wonder if Frome's had another issue, because that seems like a long time. It does that one. It was so 16 seconds, and Frome must have been off track again. It's 25 seconds. So Frome is doing his absolute best to give Iggy this race, from what I can tell. There's obviously some incidents that I'm not always picking up, but Iggy's certainly not the quickest car on track at the minute. Let's have a look at that's Blue Mosquito. He's not scrapping with anyone, is he? No. We'll have to find out from Frome what seems to keep happening to his car at the minute. We've still technically got 8 minutes of the pit window left, but everyone has done all their stops now. Back on board then, let's go and watch Iggy. And then just on the carrying on the replays again, we saw pop that to the right stage, squeeze that through there. We saw a nice move that Pagani did on Mitch Oakley, so he got a nice run. He looked like he had a lot of pace on him. Got a nice run out of the left and the right up the hill then towards the hairpin. You can see later in the race, but gets on the brakes nice and late, comes across and covers him. It's a lovely move around the outside that from Pagani. Him up at the time, but of course there was the big one where it all went wrong. So look at this. This was blue flag up the inside of Brandon Glover. Just a little contact, spins him out, and then as they come down the hill, Pagani's just got nowhere to go, and it's a huge crash. There's 3 cars pointing the wrong way. Oakley manages to make his way through, and then Blue Mosquito will come through. But yeah, that was a big incident, and obviously affected all 3 of their races. Real shame for them. As back live we come. Yeah, this is Iggy just can't get away from unsafe release. He'd almost be better off letting him through and unlap himself. He's had 2, what I can see, 2 big gifts from Frome, from what I can gather. There are two chances, or 2 times there where the times just suddenly jumped up, so I'd be quite interested to know what happened. Is that, oh, that's City Bosch Blue and Blue Flag then. They're actually going to have a look at each other on live, as we have just got 15 minutes of this race to go. And blue flag just drives past him. Mercedes on Mercedes, so I wonder if he's got tyres or something. That was a very easy move. Don't normally see a move that easy. It's 24 back now. Do we have anyone else scrapping on track? Like it too much? Oh, there, no, not sure we do. Blue Mosquito. Is that Pagani just behind him? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, well lapped Pagani, unfortunately, after that crash that we just saw him in. Looking around the track. That's still Iggy with unsafe release right behind him, isn't it? Yes. The only thing you wonder is how much that's going to be distracting Iggy. You wouldn't want that. And Frome's, yeah, he's closed that up again, so it's 23 seconds now. Just fall off a cliff. They'll be screaming at him at this point, as they will be, well, they'll be, what, 75 minutes old. As looks like Frome's coming up to a lap Pagani. Oh no, that's Lars, he's coming to lap. 7, keep an eye on that gap. He usually is fairly calm and collected, so I wouldn't expect him to give too many gifts. I said it was 22.7, yeah, 20.4, so coming down, but again, not quick enough for Frome's liking. Unless these two guys somehow trip over each other, unsafe release and Iggy. But elsewhere on the track, not too much going on. Let's flick to Frome and just see what he's doing, but he's giving it all the beans he can. And he was on pole. Iggy started in 3rd. Again, that's car 14 is Lee Cole, just pulling off to the side of the track. Elsewhere, yeah, not too much. Everyone's sort of spread out. It's the cars that are close to each other on track, so things like Blue Mosquito. Just focus off the track again. I just pulled away. It's obviously the mistakes he's making. He's just caught the curb too much and gone off again. Well, that will, if he was closing up then. Iggy will be fine again, unless Iggy's tyres really explode now. Perhaps he'll get a puncture, who knows. It's a long race to go, 90 minutes, but obviously he's confident in them. And he's still got safe release right behind him. He'd have to have some very, very damaged tyres, because as it stands... Oh, unsafe release! He's had a massive crash! Oh, that car is... Oh no, he's not even going to get in the pits! He's going to have to drive a whole lap with that. Well, I don't know, maybe he doesn't fancy the repairs, but gosh, that was a big crash. In the background, unfortunately, so missed that one. Oh, that's the curb you don't want to hit. So that'll make life a little bit easier for Iggy. Doesn't have to worry about trying to keep unsafe release behind him now. And Blue Flag will quite happily accept that gift, as we've got 10 minutes left,
Window is closing down.
which is sort of 6 or 7 laps. So we'll look at Frome, and so he'll be, he's stuck behind Lars again now. And Lars this time not really in the mood for letting him by. 24 seconds, but yeah, I think with 6 laps, he's got to catch up at, well, 4 seconds a lap, hasn't he, to get anywhere, and if he's stuck behind Lars, that's not likely to happen. It's like Lee Coles called it a night. Nope, that's Blue Flag and unsafe release, wasn't it yet? So that's where unsafe release had smashed himself in the wall. Cablo's, yeah, Sophie's had a pulled a gap there on Cablo. Good showing there from Sophie, first race out with us here in FTRL anyway. She's in 10th. Yeah, race just sort of taking its way towards the end. Frome's still stuck behind Lars. Yes, 24 seconds, so that's not coming down at anywhere near the rate that he would need. So barring any big dramatic incidents towards the end of this race, it's certainly looking like Iggy has got this one sorted. He's sort of nailed the strategy, really. What he's really done there, it's just maybe a bit of clock pressure. It's just overdriven the car trying to catch him up. Certainly surprised. I didn't think we'd see any guys that didn't change tyres. 20 whole minutes on a single set. I know it's a long pit stop to change them. Rome's one stop seemed like the optimal one. A few incidents he's had. Perhaps hard to tell. Excuse me while I have one more yawn. He'll be keeping it well away from that curb now. Frome still can't get his car lapped again. He's desperate for it. Perhaps Lars has thought, well, I'll let you past once, and then you binned it. So you're not having it back this time, matey. That Audi certainly... Oh, he's pushing him round now. Just have to let him through now, surely. Yeah, there he goes. Frome's going to try and get a bit of slipstream. Oh! That was interesting. A little bit of a bump somehow that happened there on the way of being lapped. So we've got about 4 laps left in this race, I would guess. Second laps, aren't they? In 300 odd. Yeah. Seems like this is probably going to be your finishing position, so Iggy looks like he's going to take the win. Flying Frome and Crips with a nice showing in that Ferrari to take a podium. So saying that one because yeah, Mitch Oakley's way back there at that point, so it's a long gap for him to try and catch up in a few laps. Blue Mosquito, who pitted early, seemed like he was a bit out of sync with everyone, but he's got that McLaren back up to 5th, so yeah, great showing from Blue Mosquito in the McLaren. Seemed like he'd have fallen too far back early on, so the length of the race suiting him, and he's recovered that one. Blue Flag, who
we've seen involved in an incident or two. Will be taking sixth unsafe release, whose car will be fairly damaged. I suppose he might have some pressure behind from City Posh Blue. The gap was 9 seconds that I last saw. Let's see what it is now. Still 9, so perhaps he's okay. But he's certainly got a well beaten up car. There's City Posh Blue, who we saw doing a nice overtake earlier on, well, Sea Crips in fact. That move that we saw done, but yeah, obviously not paid off because Cripps is third. Blue is in 8th. Brandon Glover, the unfortunate recipient of a little tap from Blue Flag and well, what's a good word for it? A more solid tap, perhaps, from Pagani. Or T-bone, perhaps you might like to call it. He's in 9th, having recovered that one. Sophie in their debut in this series in 10th. Did a good job in her favourite BMW. Cablo in 11th, so he's really fallen off there. He was pressuring Sophie earlier on. He's 30 seconds behind her now. Pagani is sticking with Blue Mosquito towards the end of this race, so as we know he had pace, but just got caught up in some incidents. Lars, who's doing a decent job actually, to be fair, keeping up with him at this stage of the race. And Lee Cole, who's always back out of the pits. He's 8 laps down, but he's back out of the pits to finish off the race, so that's great to see. But with we've possibly got 2 laps to go. Possibly 2 laps here. Can't be. Depends if the game does what it did at Zolder, just cuts it short and just stops the race with 10 seconds to go. Rome is behind City Posh Blue. Lap him yet? Yeah, there he goes. Bye. That won't do City Blue's pursuit of safe release any good, but like he's going anywhere anyway. Back up front, oh yeah, that's a lot of yawning from your commentators tonight. Yeah, while we're watching, let's watch the big crash one more time, because it's a beautiful moment that I'm sure we can all, apart from the guys that are involved, enjoy. There's just a little tap there from Blue Flag. Eases off to let him past, and it's the worst time to do something like that as Pagani comes around and gives them both quite the mashing. So perhaps that can be the image from tonight, the 3 cars pointing the wrong way on the track, looking forlorn. Back to Iggy, who may have started his last lap, I'm not sure, depends what the game decides to do. And elsewhere, as there's no one else particularly close, we might as well just watch Iggy as he comes around with 50 laps under his belt and a minute to go. He may even slow down just so he doesn't have to bother doing another one, because he's got a fair enough distance on Frome anyway. Down the left-hander. Into the right, up the hill. On the throttle. The man who did qualify in P3 but is the championship leader. Round the hairpin for possibly the last time. We'll see what happens. I really want it to be that because I'm commentating it as though it is. Through the sweeping left. Hit the brakes just to avoid that sausage curb, but even if he doesn't avoid the sausage curb, I'm sure he'll be fine. He's got a suitably commanding lead, does Iggy, as we've got 10 seconds left in this race apparently. So I would imagine he'll go slow, but let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1, and that's the checkered flag, and Iggy does take the win. It's 51 laps around Kyalami, and Iggy takes the win, having not changed his tyres at all. Flying Frome will be probably kicking himself. I think he's had a couple of mistakes that we didn't see, and he's going to come across the line in second, and probably a race he feels like he should have won. 23 seconds off the pace in the end though, and that's what mistakes will do to you. We saw him in the gravel once, briefly. I'm assuming he's had a couple more of those. So a little mix of strategies there. Brandon Glover's going to come across the line in 9th, the next to finish. C. Cripps comes towards the final corner. We saw some great battling between him and City Posh Blue earlier. That's one mucky looking car, but after 90 minutes he rounds off the podium, some 35 seconds behind Frome. So a fairly big gaps at the front there, but good race. Enjoyed that one. It just sort of settled down towards the end. A nice race from everyone. Lee Cole stuck through it. He's going to finish off the race. Mitch Oakley, he's going to come across the line in 4th. Cablo is next. And we've got Pagani's got past Blue Mosquito in the end. And that will be your results. So Iggy takes the win from Flying Frome. And I can just do this. Iggy takes the win. Flying Frome second as Blue Mosquito is taking out the marker boards. Give the stewards something to do. C. Cripps comes in P3. Mitch Oakley 4th. Blue Mosquito that we're seeing bashing everything down 5th. Blue Flag 6th. Unsafe Release. City Posh Blue. Brendan Glover and F1 Sophie round out your top 10. Cablo in 11th. Pagani after that very unfortunate smash in 12th. Lars 13 and Lee Cole 14 are your finishers. Ponage Town and Junkie Sport left earlier on, and car number 90 is someone else who I'm not sure who was car number 90. Car number 90 is Aaron, who I think did pop in earlier but seems to have left for whatever reason. It's a shame Aaron wasn't racing with us tonight, but next week, if I can actually use my system properly, we will be racing at, let me go and find where we are going to be. Sometimes some people prepare and they think preparation is the way to go, but I reject that. I say making it up as you go along is the way to go. Next week, round 5 will be from Spa, and I would assume that's not going to be the shortest race. So scroll through. Spa will be 75 minutes. 75 minutes at Spa next week, so hopefully we'll see you there. So it's a good fun race for everyone tonight. And I think we can all go and enjoy a nice break after an hour and a half of racing around Kyalami. So good night everyone, we'll see you next week for 75 minutes of Spa. So everyone stay safe and we will see you then.